utilizing these workouts with this style, you're gonna be able to build muscle using less weight, which is gonna help preserve those joints of yours. Hey man, Gary Walker here, and welcome back for another video. Now, this is video number 2 in my TriCon series. So hopefully you watched my TriCon series first video, because that one I explained the TriCon setup, what a TriCon is, how to utilize TriCons, and I do have different types of TriCons. So in this video, this is gonna be a back workout using my TriCon training. So if you're watching this video and you didn't watch the other one, hopefully you've done my TriCon sets before and you know what they're all about. If you have not ever done one, then make sure you go back and watch video number 1. In that video, it's a little bit longer because I did break down the concept behind my TriCons and how to make sure you're doing them correctly if you're a beginner, an intermediate lifter, or even an advanced lifter. Now for this video, I'm gonna do an advanced technique based on the 10-second holds. So we're gonna do a back workout, and this is gonna help you build a broader back. Now, the benefits of the TriCon training quickly is you don't need a lot of weight to still build muscle. So that's better for your joints. It's gonna allow you to have an optimal time under tension, which is gonna help increase that muscle mass and really put some good size and shape to your back. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get into the actual workout. The first workout we're gonna do is not a TriCon set, but it's called a pre-exhaust exercise. So pre-exhaust is basically just an isolation exercise for the lats. We're gonna isolate the lats with a lighter weight, higher reps. So shoot for about 3 to 4 sets of 20 repetitions with this exercise. This is a standing lat pull down. The thing about this is, again, you don't need a whole lot of weight, but it's gonna bring a lot of blood into your lats, getting those primed for the first compound exercise, which we'll do after this one. So let me show you one set here. Basically, just get a nice big stretch in your lats, hinge at the hips, bend here, and then lock your torso in place. And then you typically want to drive this down, but focus on driving with your elbows, using your elbows to guide you back, 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 and right behind you here. And then in this position, I like to flare my lats. Just kind of squeeze your lats if you can, if you can feel those. Nice stretch back to the top. Come right back down. Nice controlled cadence, just like this. And again, this should be nice and light for you, but heavy enough to feel your lats working. The other benefit of doing a pre-exhaust set, one, I told you it primes your muscle that you're about to work with a compound exercise. It also primes your mind to muscle connection. You can really focus on filling the lats with this exercise. So just take your time, choose the right weight, get the blood flowing into those lats, and just make sure that you can feel the lats when you're doing this. One last point I will make, you'll notice I'm not bending at the elbows with every one of these repetitions. If you do that, you're gonna be engaging your triceps more. So if you're doing this and you're bending, then you're probably gonna have your triceps burning, and that's not what you want. You wanna feel your lats working, okay? So that's what you're gonna do. Typically, you would do your 20 reps, rest 60 seconds. It doesn't take much, 60 seconds, even 45 seconds if you're ready. Do set 2, rest again, do set 3, and then you can jump into this next exercise. All right, so for the next exercise, we're here at the lat pull down machine. We're gonna do a little different variation. So typically when you see lat pull downs, it's an extremely vertical position. Now with this one, we are gonna do a TriCon lat pull down. So TriCon, basically, we're just gonna hold the contractions at the bottom. You wanna get that muscle as tight as you can, as short as you can, and really squeeze that muscle. So what I do is focus on your elbows. Your elbows are the drivers. So you're gonna grab the handles and you're gonna drive with the elbows right into the sides of your body and then squeeze as hard as you can for each of these contractions. So again, if you're not familiar with my TriCon training, then make sure you check out the first video. Now for here, what we're gonna do, I told you when you heard me talk about most of the lat pull downs being completely vertical, well, if I'm extremely vertical, I'm at a 90-degree angle here with my hips. I want you to be about 130 degrees. Lean back slightly. Now that doesn't mean come all the way back flat and turn this into a row. It's just from 90 to about 130 right here. And then keep this locked in position because I want you to drive your elbows in this angle it will actually help stimulate your lats even more. So TriCon set, explode down, explode, explode, and then the first hold. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 8, 9, 10. Lower under control, and rep number 2. 1001, 1002, 3. Again, 10 seconds is the advanced isometric hold. So if you're new to these, it's okay to do the beginner, which is 2, 3, even up to 4 seconds. Intermediate's more 5 to 8. And then once you got these down, you feel comfortable, you know what weight you need to be using, then you can really focus on getting these 10-second isometric holds. Really focus on squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. You're not just spacing out, you're visualizing your lats being filled with blood. All right, those are your 3 isometric holds. Now we're gonna do the 3 super slow reps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. One more of those for the 9th and final rep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now you should definitely feel your lats on fire. Again, they were already pre-exhausted with a lighter weight. Should be a lot of blood flowing back there. And if you're doing these correctly, then those contractions, you're really gonna feel your lats being stimulated. So this is the second exercise, about 3 sets here as well. Typically with my TriCons, in a compound exercise, I like a 90-second rest. So you would do the set, rest a full 90 seconds, even 2 minutes if you need to, and then do set number 2, and then do set number 3 that way. That's exercise number 2. So let's come over here and I'll show you exercise number 3. All right, so for the third exercise, we're back over here to the cable machine, and we're gonna do a cable row. One of the big benefits of doing cables is continuous tension on your muscle. That's why I like doing rows here more so than a standard dumbbell row. Anytime you can keep that tension on the working muscle, that's great. One quick pro tip, if you don't have a cable system, you can do a lot of these with resistance bands. So you can still do the concepts with the resistance bands. Just make sure you're challenging yourself, because when it comes to resistance bands, there's very light with very little and minimal resistance, and there's very thick bands that add a lot of resistance. So just choose the one that's gonna allow you to stimulate your muscles within the 9 rep range, because when you're doing your TriCon sets, we're stopping at 9 reps, but you want it to be heavy enough to where you can barely get those 9 reps. Don't stop at 9 if you can do 15 to 20. If you can do 15 to 20 with a specific weight after doing the full TriCon set, then it's too light. So you gotta make sure you're challenging your body enough to stimulate that new muscle growth. Now, with that said, we're gonna do some TriCons here as well, and this is gonna be a TriCon cable row, back row, to really put that stress on that mid back. So the thing here is the same similar concept. You're gonna lift back, pull back explosively, control it explosively. We'll do our 3 reps just like this. And then we're gonna do our isometric holds and really pull this into your gut. Pull back as hard as you can, really focus on squeezing for the full isometric time, whether you're doing 3 seconds or 10 seconds. 1008, 1009, 1010, slowly release and stretch those lats and come all the way back. 1001. And again, you're not just hanging out in this position, you're pulling and really stressing and really squeezing your back for the full allotment of time. 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 10. Stretch, one more isometric hold, just like this. 1, 1002, 1003, 4, 1005. And then once you get your holds, we're gonna do your 3 super slow. Nice full stretch, and then 1001, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. One more of these will give you your 3 reps in the super slow range, and you guys are 9 total. All right, so once again, since this was another TriCon set, hopefully you chose a weight that was extremely challenging. or a band that's extremely thick and adds a lot more resistance. After you do this, rest your 90 seconds and then do set 2, set 3. All right, now the last exercise is going to be a variation of one of my other TriCons. So again, if you haven't done my TriCons before and all of this is new to you, make sure you go back and watch video number 1. In video number 1, I talked about my standard TriCons, which is what I just showed you in these 2 exercises, but also a TRICON-S. So stretch, TriCon stretch. It's going to put a heavy load in the extremely stretched position of an exercise. So for the lats, one of the biggest stretches we can get into is a pullover, overhead. The farther you get back, the more your lats are gonna stretch. So we're gonna do a dumbbell pullover utilizing my TriCon-S. Now, same 9 repetitions. Main difference here is you're not going to do your isometric holds in the shortened position. They're gonna be in the lengthened or extremely stretched position. So we'll do our first 3 normal reps. Big stretch. 1, 2, cadence just like this, control the weight. 3, now on this hold, we're gonna stretch as far as we can. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. You'll definitely feel these stretching and burning. 1007, 1008, 1009, 10, and then pull back to the top, and then we get to go right back into stretch number 2. 1001, 1002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more. And then we'll have our 3 isometric holds, and then we can get into our super slow repetitions. 5, 1006, 1007, 1008, then 9, 10. And then let's get back up here, and we're gonna do our 4 seconds to lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 4. Hopefully I'm not annoying you by counting. I just want you to understand the cadence of what we're doing and the concept behind it. So that would be your last exercise, okay? So again, we started pre-exhaust sets. We did 130-degree lat pull down. We did our cable rows, and we finished off with an extreme stretch. Now, when you're doing extreme stretching, there's something called stretch-mediated hypertrophy that can take effect. And it's another way to help build more muscle tissue, again, using lighter weight because you're stretching with an increased load. So by incorporating this with my standard TriCon sets, utilizing these workouts with this style, you're gonna be able to build muscle using less weight, which is gonna help preserve those joints of yours. Because let's face it, if you're a man over 40, 50, 60, 70, then there's already so much wear and tear on your joints. You probably lack mobility. You probably have shoulder issues or knee issues or hip issues or elbow issues. I've seen it all with my clients. So you gotta do things strategically different to make sure you're still getting results without needing really heavy weight and without using the same type of volume or frequency or intensity that you needed to when you were in your 20s and 30s. But hopefully you like this video. Feel free to leave a comment in the section below and let me know your thoughts on TriCon Training. If you've already tried the TriCon Training before, I would love to read some of your comments about some of the results you've gotten from it. With that said, thank you so much for watching this video. And as always, man, get busy, get after it, and God bless you.